Okay, Brandon Blankenbaker here, just going over the main things you need to get started to play tennis. One, of course, find a tennis court, a racket, and then here I have a hopper of tennis balls. You notice it's easy to walk around and carry it like this. You can also fold the legs under and stand it up to make it more convenient and easy. And when the balls fall out of this hopper, when you go pick them up, you just set the basket on top of the ball and it picks it up, making it easier. You don't have to have a hopper. It can make it easier. You can just come out with a bag, just put 50, 75 balls in a bag, whatever number you may want. I think this basket may fit up to 75 balls. So this is all you need to get started. Alright, if you're going to come out and try to teach yourself how to play tennis, the first thing you want to do is some hand-eye coordination drills. And when you grab the racket, you can start off with the proper grip. You can just put your hand up flat on the strings, slide your hand down, grab the racket just like this, almost like you're shaking hands with the racket. So then if you want to do, we call these downs, you're just dribbling the ball down. Just like if it's a basketball, you can hit it down, let it bounce. There's just some different ways of trying to do it. And then the opposite of that, there I had my hand on top of the racket. Now I'm going to put my hand under the racket and do the ups. Let it bounce, bounce. If you can do this well, then you can try to keep it up in the air. If you need to let it bounce, you can. Hit it up twice, let it bounce. Keep it up in the air as many times as you can. So once you've practiced some hand-eye coordination drills, your downs and your ups, if you want to start working on your forehand, okay, make sure you get the same grip. Slide your hand down the racket, try to grip it as low as you can, it's comfortable. And then all you're going to do, you're going to go ahead, you're going to point the racket back to the back fence, stand behind the service line. This is called the service line here. You want to be behind it, and that's where you're going to try to bounce the ball out in front of you. You don't want to make contact. You don't want to drop the ball in between your toes and catch the ball here. Trying to catch the ball out in front. So the racket's back, ball's on top of the hand, lift up, step, and this is called blocking the ball. Get the hang of that, you can start to do the full follow through. Bounce, hit, block, and then you can come up to here and do the full follow through. You're catching it in your left hand, hitting your chin to your bicep, looking over your right arm, racket straight up and down. And eventually what you're trying to get to, there you go, is the full follow through. Nice one smooth motion. Go, bounce, and hit. There you go. That's a good way to start off forehand. Okay, now moving on from the forehand, now talking about just teaching yourself the backhand. Okay, we're going to talk about the two-handed backhand today. Same thing as the forehand. Have a hopper of balls here. Go ahead, grab the racket with your left hand. Just slide your left hand down the racket so that it will be just above your right hand. You're going to have to toss the ball and hold onto the racket with two hands. So just hold onto the racket with your left hand, stand behind the white line, try to bounce the ball on the white line, just block the ball over. Again, we're bouncing the ball on the white line that's in front of us, so we make contact out in front, not between our feet. Lift up, block the ball over. Once you get the feel for that, block, and then follow all the way through. And then if you can, try to do the full motion. One smooth motion, finishing, looking over your left arm, hitting your chin to your bicep, racket straight up and down. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about the serve. If you're teaching yourself tennis, never played before, wanting to figure out the serve. First thing I would do, you got your racket, you got your hopper of balls, grab one ball, and you're gonna step up to the service line. You're just gonna try to throw the ball over the net using this throwing motion. You're gonna point both hands over the net, down and back, touch the back of your head, turn and throw, pivoting on your back foot. Okay, you're just trying to throw the ball cross court, trying to throw it diagonal. Once you get that figured out, then you can add the racket. Take the racket down and back. Toss and then tap again. And then the ultimate goal is doing all that together. So your arms are going to go down together, up together. It looks like the jumping jack motion. With your arms, it looks like a jumping jack here. When your arms go up, that's when you're going to let go of the ball. And then hit. That's a good way to practice the serve, taking it step by step. And once you get comfortable with one, then you can move on to the next step. Thanks. All right, when you're ready for the serve, okay, you got your hopper balls, okay, and you got to get your feet lined up, and you got to try to serve the ball cross court. You're always going diagonal. So when you step up to the service line, okay, your left foot, this is for righties, generally pointing off this direction at the net post or at a 45-degree angle. And then you have your back foot lined up, so you have an imaginary line pointing to where you're trying to serve the ball, which is diagonally or across the court. Sometimes you can just point your racket in that direction, and that will help line up your feet. Point your racket, then you can go down and back, toss, and hit. Okay, if you're trying to line your feet up on the other side, again, this left foot is still pointing towards that net post. This back foot comes back farther. Okay, now your imaginary line is pointing diagonal or cross court to this side. Down and back, toss, and hit. So your back foot is what's lining you up. If you're here, now you're throwing to this side. If you move this foot back like this, now you're throwing off the court. Put your foot here, you're throwing way over that direction. So depending on where your back foot is going to help you know where you're lining up. Because toe to toe, that's where you should be aiming your serve. Hopefully that helped. Okay, so we've worked on the hand-eye coordination drills. We've worked on the forehand, we've worked on the backhand, we've worked on the serve. So now maybe you could try playing a game, okay? But in order to be able to play a game, you have to be able to keep score. Scoring in tennis is very tricky, okay? So the best way I can explain it is it's almost like a clock, okay? And so the top of the clock, you got 0, and then you go 15, 30, and then it should be 45, but it stops at 40, and then game. So 1 point is 15, 2 points, 30, 3 points is 40, and then you end up at the top of the clock. That would be game. Okay, so that's where we're gonna leave it right now. And so if you're gonna do a practice game, and I'm gonna serve, you always get 2 chances. Okay, we're just gonna play from the service line today. Okay, I missed my first serve. It has to go in the front box, so that's 1 fault. Okay. So I made the second try, and we're gonna say I'm playing against a ghost over there. The ghost swings and misses, so I win the point because my serve went in. So I have 15 on that clock. That's the first point. And then the ghost has love. You always say the server score first. So 15, love. Come to the other side, grab 2 balls because you always get 2 chances. I made my first serve, so I get the point. So now it was 15, now it's down to 30. Okay, so I have 30, the ghost missed, so 30 to love. I missed my first serve, so I grab the ball out of my pocket. Second serve. Okay, I missed both serves. That's called a double fault. So the ghost won that point. So now I have 30, the ghost has 15. Grab 2 more balls. Okay, ball went in the correct box. I'm serving diagonal, got it in, the ghost swings and misses. So now I have 40, ghost has 15. This is my first serve, so that's a fault. Second serve. I got it over the net, but I hit it in the wrong box. I have to serve a diagonal, so that's the ghost point. So 40, 30. Grab 2 balls, serve a diagonal. I got the serve in, the ghost missed. So after 40, all the way back to the top of that clock, that's game. So I won the game. That's a good thing to practice if you're out here on your own. If you can win the game against the ghost, serving from the service line, try to scoot back a couple steps until you're comfortable all the way at the baseline. Hope that helps. Good luck.